season, Tottenham won their first major trophy in what, 17 years? But because of their poor performance in the Premier League, Big Ange was fired. They brought in Thomas Frank as the new manager from Brentford, several new signings, and so far in the Premier League, they don't look like the Spurs of last season at all. And even though the 25-26 Premier League season is still very fresh, Spurs have won 4 out of their first 7, losing only once to Bournemouth. Up the cherries. So in today's video, this new look Spurs side is going on a European tour. How would Tottenham do if they played in other leagues, and ultimately how many trophies could they win? We recently did this with Manchester United. You guys absolutely loved it and asked for more. Your wish is my command, my friends. Tottenham Hotspur playing in other leagues in FC26. Will they see some silverware? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Is this squad capable of doing some damage? The journey officially begins for Tottenham, and it begins at home in England. Obviously, the Premier League title is available, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, a total of 3 trophies. We're at the start of the 25-26 campaign. Let's go to the end and see if Spurs can manage to do anything in England. All right, boys, the 25-26 season in England has come to an end. Did Spurs win the Premier League? No, they didn't, and you probably don't expect them to. It was Liverpool on 94 points, 34-4. They completely ran away with it. Then it was Arsenal on 84. Arsenal finished in 2nd. Chelsea, Newcastle, Manchester City, and Spurs finished in 6th. Man United actually climbed all the way to 7th, and it is Forest, Crystal Palace in the top 10, a very, very good team, and Aston Villa dropped to 10th. West Ham surprisingly in 11th. This is the rest of the table, and who got relegated? It is Burnley, it is Sunderland, and it is Wolves. So Spurs in England so far are 0 for 1, but they still have the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Will they go 1 for 3, 2 for 3, or 0 for 3? In the FA Cup, Tottenham started in round 3, and guys, their journey finished in round 3. They lost 1-0 to Bradford City. So they're definitely going 0 for 2. Now, who won? The semi-finals, City versus Brentford, deep run by Brentford, deep run by Sheffield United, and deep run by Bournemouth. Bournemouth beat Sheffield United on penalties to face Manchester City in the FA Cup final, but they lost narrowly 2-1. Man City FA Cup winners. And the final trophy in England, the Carabao Cup. Can Spurs salvage something in England? They again start in round 3 in the Carabao Cup, and they played Brentford, and they beat Brentford 4-1. Going to round 4. Dude. These performances are not good in the cup, man. They lose to Bradford City, and then in round 4 of the Carabao Cup, they lose 2-1 to Millwall, and they're out. The semi-finals were Manchester United versus Liverpool, Arsenal versus Newcastle. The final, Arsenal versus Liverpool. Liverpool did the double. They won the league. They won the Carabao Cup. Arsenal finished 2nd in the league and in the Carabao Cup. Spurs 0 for 3 in England. The league performance was good. The cup performances were terrible. Next up, the actual official European journey begins for Tottenham, because they do have to travel now. They were in England, but now they're traveling to Germany to play in the Bundesliga, where there is 2 trophies available to win, the League and the Pokal, the Cup. But I'm really unsure of how Tottenham would do if they played in the Bundesliga. Yes, they may be better than a lot of clubs, but there are clubs they're definitely worse than, like Bayern Munich, like Borussia Dortmund. Can they get over the hump and beat those clubs over a full season? And they gotta face their former player in Harry Kane. Tottenham in the Bundesliga. What has happened? Let's find out. The season has come to an end, and again, no surprise, it is Bayern Munich that wins the league. 26-6-2 on 84 points, 20 points clear of 2nd place, Borussia Dortmund, who are on 64. Then it was not Spurs, it was Leipzig in 3rd on 61, and a surprising Wolfsburg, who finished in 4th on 59, with Tottenham finishing in 5th. 15, 10, and 9 on 55 points. Like I said, a high place finish in the league, but winning it, not that realistic, is it? Frankfurt in 6th, Mainz in 7th, Bayer Leverkusen dropped to 8th. This is the rest of the table. Stuttgart surprisingly all the way in 13th. Augsburg in a relegation playoff, with Heidenheim and St. Pauli getting relegated. St. Pauli, 2 wins, 19 points. That is actually atrocious. There is still the Pokal, though, the German Cup, and it's available. Maybe Tottenham can win that one. So they start in round 2, where they had to play SC Verl, and they barely squeaked by 2-2, 5-4 on penalties, advancing to round 3. Then in round 3, Tottenham played Dynamo Dresden, and they destroyed them 4-0, easily advancing to the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, Greuther Fürth 4-3 for Tottenham. Narrow win, advancing to the last four, the semi-finals of the Pokal. In the semi-finals, dude, what a favorable run for Tottenham in the Pokal, man. St. Pauli, yes, the relegated St. Pauli, who only had 2 wins, went to the semi-finals. Spurs clearly better. They beat them 2-0, advancing to the final to play Borussia Dortmund. Not Bayern Munich, it was Dortmund versus Bremen, and in the final, Tottenham lost 2-1 to Borussia Dortmund. So they came close, guys. They didn't win, but this is a positive sign. No trophies in England, no trophies in Germany, but making the final in Germany, something to build on going forward. I do want to see where Bayern Munich ended up with in the Pokal, because they didn't make a deep run at all, and they lost in the second round to Wehen Wiesbaden 3-2. Tottenham's European journey continues, and they don't have to travel far, because from Germany they are going to a nearby country called France to play in Ligue against the likes of PSG, Nice, Monaco, Marseille, Lyon, Lille. I think playing in France, the biggest question for Spurs is, can they compete with a certain club, PSG? But just like in all the other leagues, there will also be the cup available, the Coupe de France, so maybe if they don't win the league, they could win the cup. The moment of truth for Tottenham in Liga, playing in France against PSG. Guess who won the league? It's PSG, guys. Of course. They only lost 1 match. 26-7-1, scoring 73 times, conceding only 31 goals on 85 points. But Tottenham didn't finish in second. It was Marseille that finished in second on 69 points, with Spurs finishing in third. 18-11-5 on 65 points, 2 points ahead of Stade Rennais. Then it was Monaco, Lille, Lyon, Paris FC, top 8 finish for a newly promoted club. 12-12-10 on 48 points. That's a great campaign for them. This is the rest of the table. Auxerre in a relegation playoff. Le Havre and FC Lorient say hello to Ligue 2. It seems like Tottenham is improving, because they finished 6th in the Premier League, then 5th in the Bundesliga, 3rd now in Ligue 1, but still no league trophies, guys. They're not coming just yet. Let's look at the Coupe de France, guys. How did Tottenham do there? Maybe they could win a cup in France. They can't win the cup in France. It's another early exit in the cup, guys. Another early one. Memories of exactly how they performed in the FA Cup and in the Carabao Cup in this video in England. In the round of 32, exit to Stade de Reims, a Ligue 2 side, 2-1. It's just not been good enough in the cups for me with Tottenham, man. The semi-finals, Strasbourg versus Stade de Reims, that Spurs lost to. Stade de Reims lost to Strasbourg 2-0. And then Stade Rennais versus Marseille. The final was Marseille versus Strasbourg, and Marseille won the Coupe de France. Well, just like Tottenham, PSG also had a very early exit in the Coupe de France. In the round of 32, they lost 2-1 to Lille. 3 leagues down for Tottenham in their European travels. 3 trophies available in England, 2 trophies available in the Bundesliga, 2 more trophies available in France, and they haven't won a single one. But the journey for Spurs must continue. They're not traveling very far. They're going to play in Italy, Serie A. And again, I'm just not sure how Tottenham would do if they played in the top division of Italian football. Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan. I really don't know if they can win here, guys. The Italian football season is about to begin, and if they fail in the league, of course, there's still the cup, the Coppa Italia, so 2 trophies available. Just quickly want to put this out there. When we did this with Manchester United a few days ago, they also failed to win anything in England, in Germany, and in France, but in Italy, they won the Coppa Italia. Is Tottenham able to match that? Spurs, I'm looking at you. Manchester United won a trophy in Italy when we did it with them. You better win a trophy in Italy as well, but they couldn't win the league. They could not win Serie A. It was Atalanta that won it on 86 points, 26-8-4, scoring 80 goals. But Spurs did have an incredible campaign in the league. They finished in second, only behind Atalanta, 24-10-4 on 82 points, only 4 points back, just a little bit short. Napoli in third, Inter Milan, Lazio, AC Milan, Roma, Juve in 8th, followed by Fiorentina and Bologna, and Hellas Verona got into 11th. Lecce, Sassuolo, and Cagliari, they got relegated. Every league, it seems like Tottenham is improving in their position, from 6th to 5th to 3rd and now to 2nd, but still no league title. Coppa Italia, though, they start in the round of 16. Can they match Manchester United? A nice 2-0 win against Torino going into the quarterfinals. A 4-3 win against Lazio going into the semifinals. In the semifinals, they beat Monza 3-2 on aggregate, while Bologna beat Venezia 5-3 on aggregate. This is a favorable matchup for Spurs, and they did it. They matched Manchester United. 2-0 win in the Coppa Italia against Bologna. 2 trophies available in Italy, and they win one of them, their first one of the video. You better have matched Manchester United. So Tottenham is finally on the board, and League 5 is going from Italy to play in Spain in La Liga. Yes, it gets a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna say it right now, guys, there's absolutely no way that Spurs are getting by Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's just not going to happen. I will bet everything that I own that Spurs do not win La Liga. But once again, if they can't win La Liga, maybe they can win the Copa de España, the cup. The season in La Liga is about to begin, guys. Make your predictions down in the comments how Spurs would do if they played in La Liga without scrolling forward or cheating. I don't want to see any of that. I say they finish 5th or 6th and make a deep run in the cup, but they don't win anything. Okay, La Liga, how did you treat Tottenham? Let's find out. Did Tottenham win the league? Absolutely not, just as I expected, guys. It was Real Madrid on 88 points, followed by Atletico Madrid on 85 points. But a surprising finish for Spurs above Barcelona. They finished in 3rd on 79 points, while Barca finished in 4th on 76, and Athletic Club Bilbao rounded off the top 5 on 74. Honestly, I'm impressed. Even though Tottenham didn't win La Liga, they won 24 out of their 38 matches. Real Sociedad in 7th, Real Betis in 8th, Celta Vigo rounded off the top 10, Mallorca in 13th, Rayo Vallecano in 15th. They avoided relegation. Espanyol, Deportivo Alaves, and Girona did not. Girona 5, 9, and 24 on 24 points. That will get you relegated basically every time. In the Copa de España, Spurs started their journey in the round of 32 looking for a trophy in Spain. They beat Cadiz 1-0, advancing to the quarterfinals, to the round of 16, where they played Real Valladolid, and they beat them 3-1, advancing to the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, they went up against Real Madrid, and man, they gave Real Madrid a good fight. It was 2-2. They only lost on penalties 3-0. Real Madrid ultimately ended up going to the final and ultimately winning the Copa de España over Barcelona 3-2. So Tottenham put up a very nice effort in the league in Spain, and in the Copa de España, they lost to the eventual winners. Did they go trophyless in Spain? Yeah, but I wouldn't say they had a bad season. So after playing in 5 leagues, Spurs have a total of 1 trophy, and that is the Coppa Italia in Italy. But the next league does get a little bit easier. They go from Spain to play in the Netherlands in the Eredivisie. Ajax, PSV, and Feyenoord stand in the way, but I think Tottenham should be winning in the Netherlands. If you watch the Man United video, you'll know that Man United failed to win anything in the Netherlands. Maybe it's easier said than done. Let's see how Tottenham do there. As the season in the Dutch Eredivisie begins, I'm going to make a bold prediction. Spurs win the league, Spurs win the cup. They go 2 for 2 here. Tottenham do not disappoint us now in the Dutch Eredivisie. The season has come to an end. How did Spurs do? They got their first league title, as I said they would. 27, 5-2 on 86 points, 8 points clear of PSV. Ajax in 3rd, AZ Alkmaar in 4th, and Feyenoord actually slipped to 5th. It's taken Tottenham 6 leagues and a lot of European travels, but they finally found a place where they can win a title. Now, could they do the double as I predicted? They won the league. Can they win the cup? The Oranje Becker Cup. In round 1, that's where they started. They play Sparta Rotterdam. They beat Sparta Rotterdam to advance to round 2. In round 2, Tottenham, who did they play? Excelsior. They beat them 3-1, advancing to the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, bro, they lost to FC Volendam. That's a bit of a setback, isn't it? So my prediction was completely wrong. They didn't do the double. They lost to Volendam. PSV won the cup over FC26. Either way, they still performed well. Another disappointing cup performance that we've seen all video long somehow. But hey, they won the league. A league title is a league title. I'm not gonna take anything away from Spurs in the Dutch Eredivisie. Now, for league number 7, Spurs don't have to travel too far, guys. It's very close. They go from the Netherlands to play in Belgium in the Belgian Pro League. Anderlecht, Club Brugge, Ghent, Genk. I think Tottenham should be able to win something here. The league, the cup, maybe both. The season in Belgium is about to begin, and a small disclaimer, guys, remember that the Belgian Pro League, it has playoffs. So by chance, if Spurs do finish first in the league, doesn't automatically mean that they will win it. Let's find out how Tottenham did in the Belgian Pro League. The regular season has been completed, and there's no surprise, of course. Tottenham is in first on 67 points, 21, 4, and 5, but Royal Union Saint-Gilloise is not that far behind, only on 62 points, 5 points back. Same thing with Club Brugge, also on 62 points. Anderlecht is on 58 points. Genk in 5th, Ghent in 6th, Standard Liège in 7th, and Sporting Charleroi rounded off the top 8. But remember, this is just the regular season. It's a pretty close race. Will Tottenham be able to win in the playoffs? And in the playoffs, they win it. They win the Belgian Pro League, 6 points clear of Anderlecht. Royal Union Saint-Gilloise dropped to 3rd. Club Brugge dropped to 4th. Back-to-back league titles for Spurs in the Netherlands and in Belgium. We go to the cup, the Croaky Cup. Can Spurs pull off the double? The disappointments in the cups continues, guys. In round 1, they got drawn against Royal Union Saint-Gilloise. They lost to them on penalties. It's been the story for Spurs this entire video. In England, in France, in La Liga, in the Netherlands, even in the Bundesliga, although they went to the final of the Pokal, they didn't win it. And here, once again, yet another failure. The Croaky Cup final, it was Club Brugge versus Standard Liège, and Standard Liège won it on penalties. I gotta say, I expected much more from Tottenham, especially in the cups. At least make some deep runs, man. We go to league number 8, and this is a far journey for Tottenham. They go from Belgium down south to play in Portugal, in Liga Portugal, against Porto, Benfica, and Sporting. And in Portugal, Spurs are looking for their 3rd straight title in a row. They've won in the Netherlands, they've won in Belgium. Can they win in Portugal? Will Tottenham win 3 leagues in a row? And most importantly, will they win in Belgium? The season has come to an end, my friends, and Sporting wins the league. 26-5-3, 83 points. Spurs in 2nd. They didn't win it. They didn't win it, guys, on 75 points. Benfica in 3rd, Porto in 4th, Braga in 5th. Spurs failed to win the league in Portugal. It's a major shock. I really can't believe it. We go to the cup. Can they at least win the cup? We know all about their cup performances through this entire experiment. In the round of 16 is where they start. They played Gil Vicente 2-1. Spurs advanced to the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, they hammered Braga 4-0, advancing to the semifinals, where they beat Arouca 4-2 on aggregate, advancing to the final to play, guess who? Sporting, and they beat them on penalties, guys. So Sporting won the league, but then Spurs got their revenge, I guess, and won the cup, getting at least something out of playing in Portugal. We had Tottenham go on a European journey through 8 leagues across Europe. A total of 17 trophies were up for grabs, were available to win, and surprisingly, Tottenham only won 4 of them. Just like Manchester United, they also won 4 out of 17. Nothing in the Premier League, nothing in the Bundesliga, nothing in Ligue. They broke the goose egg in Italy by winning the Coppa Italia, but then again, nothing in La Liga. The next 3 leagues, Tottenham was successful. They won the league in the Netherlands, the league in Belgium, and the cup in Portugal. But they never achieved the double in any of those 3 leagues, losing the cup in the Netherlands, losing the cup in Belgium, and then losing the league to Sporting in Portugal. 4 out of 17 trophies. Honestly, I expected way more. I really did. Let me know down in the comments below how realistic you thought this was, and if you want to add any more leagues to these European journeys, and which ones. Maybe Poland, maybe Turkey, maybe even the MLS or the Saudi Pro League. Take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of each other. Stay happy, stay healthy. I hope you enjoyed this fun experiment that Tottenham went on today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please make sure to hit the like button for me and the subscribe button with the little noti bell if you're not subscribed yet, so you don't miss out on any of these future fun vids. I love you as always. Tottenham, you disappointed me today. You really did. Peace, 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 peace.